My mom stole $18,000 from me for my sister's wedding. This time, I fought back. And what started as a theft ended with my mother and sister losing everything. If you've ever grown up in a family where favoritism was as obvious as daylight, you'll understand what I'm about to say. I'm Nick, 25 years old now, but for as long as I can remember, I've been the responsible one. And no, that wasn't meant as a compliment. Responsible in my family meant that I had to take care of myself, not ask for help, and quietly watch while my younger sister, Audrey, got everything handed to her on a silver platter. Let me paint the picture. Audrey was born 2 years after me. From the very beginning, she was the princess. If she wanted something, my parents bent over backward to get it. I still remember my 16th birthday. I got a used backpack and a card. Audrey's 16th? A brand new car with a giant bow on top. My mom was crying tears of joy while my dad filmed the whole thing like it was the moon landing. Meanwhile, I was working part-time at a grocery store just to save up for an old clunker that barely ran. When Audrey went to college, my parents paid for everything. Tuition, dorms, meal plans, even monthly spending money. I got a pat on the back and a "you're smart, you'll figure it out." I worked 2 jobs while doing community college. Some nights I'd come home so tired I'd collapse on my bed without dinner. But Audrey? She was posting Instagram pictures of weekend trips to New York and spa days with her friends. Paid for by mom and dad. You might think I'd hate her for it. But the truth is, it wasn't her fault entirely. She was spoiled, yes, but she didn't ask to be treated like royalty. That was on my parents. Still, the resentment built up over the years. Fast forward to now. I'm 25, working as a junior engineer at a decent firm. It's not glamorous, but it's stable, and after years of grinding, I finally have my own apartment. It's small, 1 bedroom, but it's mine. More importantly, I've been saving every dollar I could. Over the past few years, I managed to build up about $18,000 in savings. For me, this wasn't just money. It was freedom, security, proof that I wasn't just the other child. And then, of course, came the wedding. Audrey got engaged to Peter, a guy who seemed decent enough. Smart, funny, respectful. Honestly, I liked him. But the second the engagement was announced, the chaos began. Audrey didn't want a normal wedding. No, she wanted a magazine cover wedding. Designer gown, luxury venue, live band, flowers imported from Italy. And guess who was expected to help foot the bill? It started with little comments. My mom would drop hints at family dinners. "Oh, Audrey's wedding is coming up, it's going to be so beautiful, of course, everyone will contribute to make it perfect." Everyone meaning me. I brushed it off at first. But one Thursday evening, the bomb dropped. I'd just gotten home from work. Still in my work clothes, tie half undone, exhausted. Suddenly, the front door opened. My mom walked in. Because yes, she still had a spare key from when she helped me move in. She didn't even sit down. She just stood in the middle of my living room, arms crossed, looking at me like I was a soldier she was about to command. "Nick," she said firmly, "your sister needs $15,000 for the wedding. You're going to give it to her." I blinked at her. "What?" "You heard me," she snapped. "Audrey needs it. This is her once-in-a-lifetime day. As her brother, it's your duty to help." I let out a bitter laugh. 15,000? That's my entire savings, Mom. I've been working for years to build that up. She rolled her eyes. "Oh, stop being dramatic. You're single, you don't have kids, you don't need it. Audrey needs it more than you do." I stared at her. That's not how money works. My money is mine. If Audrey wants a luxury wedding, she and Peter can save for it. Her face hardened. "So you want to embarrass your sister? You want her walking down the aisle in a cheap dress, in some rundown hall? Everyone will know it's because you were too selfish to help." I stood my ground. "No, I'm not giving her a dime. That's final." Her lips curled into a sneer. "You're pathetic. No wonder nobody in this family respects you. Audrey would do anything for you if you asked." I didn't respond. I just opened the door and told her to leave. She stormed out, slamming it behind her. And I thought that was the end of it. The next morning, I woke up to a nightmare. My phone was buzzing nonstop with fraud alerts. Charges. One after another. Venue deposit, $8,000. Catering, $3,500. Flowers, $2,000. Photography, $1,800. Wedding planner, $2,700. By the time I scrolled through all of them, my card had nearly $15,000 charged in less than 12 hours. I sat there frozen. My credit card had never left my apartment. I kept it in a locked desk drawer. And who had a spare key to my apartment? Only one person. My mom. I confronted her immediately. She didn't even try to deny it. In fact, she laughed. "Oh, Nick," she said, waving her hand like it was nothing. "Don't be so dramatic. I just did what needed to be done. Audrey needed help. You'll thank me later when you see how beautiful the wedding is." I was shaking with rage. "You stole from me. That was my money." She smirked. "It's family money. Stop acting like some victim. What are you going to do? Call the police on your own mother?" And that was the moment something inside me snapped. For years, I'd let her walk all over me. For years, I'd let myself believe I was powerless. But this was theft. Felony-level theft. So I looked her straight in the eye and said, "Yes. That's exactly what I'm going to do." I filed a police report the same day. My building had cameras, and sure enough, the footage showed her sneaking into my place at 11:47 p.m., leaving at 12:15 a.m. The timestamps matched the charges perfectly. I had the bank statements, the receipts, and, because I was smart enough to record my confrontation with her, I had her admitting to it. When the detective heard the recording, he raised his eyebrows. "She really just admitted it like that?" "Yup," I said. "This is a slam dunk case," he replied. Word got around the family fast. And oh boy, the guilt tripping started immediately. My phone blew up with calls and texts. "Nick, don't ruin Audrey's wedding. Be the bigger person. She's your sister. You'll regret this when she's married and you're alone." But I didn't back down. Then Audrey called me herself. Her voice wasn't apologetic. It was furious. "Why are you making this such a big deal? You're ruining everything," she screamed. "You mean your wedding that you paid for with stolen money?" I shot back. "You're so selfish," she yelled. "This is my one special day and you're destroying it." And that's when it clicked. Audrey hadn't just known. She'd been in on it from the start. When Peter, her fiancé, found out, he was livid. "You stole from your brother?" he shouted during one of their fights, loud enough that our cousin overheard and told me. He was so disgusted he called off the wedding entirely, packed his things, moved out, and cut contact. So now, not only were my mom and sister facing fraud charges, but Audrey's marriage was off before it even began. The day in court is one I'll never forget. My mom and Audrey stood there in front of the judge, pale and trembling. Their lawyer tried to argue it was a family misunderstanding. The judge didn't buy it. "This wasn't a misunderstanding," the judge said sharply. "This was theft. A clear violation of trust. And family or not, theft is theft." Both my mom and Audrey pled guilty. Their sentences: probation, community service, repayment of the full amount. But that wasn't the end. See, my grandfather, who had passed away a few years earlier, had a very specific clause in his will. It stated, any family member convicted of theft or fraud against another relative will forfeit their inheritance. Which meant both my mom and Audrey lost their trust funds. Combined, that was over $225,000. And who did that money go to? The remaining family beneficiaries, including me. The fallout was brutal. Audrey lost everything: her fiancé, her wedding, her inheritance. My mom lost her savings, her trust fund, and, most importantly, the respect of the entire family. Family gatherings became awkward. People whispered about them. The golden image they'd spent years building was shattered overnight. As for me, I got my $18,000 back. Plus a massive inheritance. More than I ever imagined. But the best part wasn't the money. It was the peace. The knowledge that I wasn't powerless. That I didn't have to keep being the doormat of the family. For the 1st time in my life, I felt free. Family doesn't give you the right to steal. Being related doesn't excuse betrayal. And sometimes, the only way to stop being the victim is to finally say enough. And let me tell you, watching karma unfold so perfectly, that was better than any revenge I could have planned.